Hey guys, I am going to do a story time video today. As you can see by the title, I beat my kid over a haircut. Anyway, I thought I'd share this story with you. And I do these stories because, not only because I want to, share them with my channel, but I want them for my kids. There'll be a day when I'm not here anymore and my kids will enjoy having these stories and they'll enjoy having me tell these stories. But I've been busy. I've been planting flowers and rearranging furniture. As you can see, there's a mirror here that I need to put somewhere, but I hadn't made my mind up where I'm going to put it. But anyway, guys, let me tell my story. This was a million moons ago. My daughter, Cameron, is my middle child, and she was a handful. When I say she was a handful, I mean she was like two handfuls. She was a very strong-willed child, which that's okay because she was a difficult, strong-willed child, and she's grown up into a determined, strong-willed adult, which is really beneficial for her in life. But when she was little, it made me, you see these gray hairs? I earned every one of those from her. I have her baby book here because I wanted to use it. I was one of those moms that saved everything, so I wanted to use that telling stories so you can see that I'm not just making this up. And I did ask her permission to tell this, and she said that that was fine, so I'm not embarrassing her by telling this. So, guys, let me tell you, when I tell you this was the cutest kid, would you look at this face? She was the cutest kid. Literally, she was adorable. And she had this cute little voice. And anyway, she was adorable, but she was a handful. Now, she had cut her hair many, many times. This was not the only time she cut her hair. So I think that was one reason that made it such a big deal, because she'd done it so many times before, and she had gotten in trouble for it so many times before. Like this one time, I'll tell you what, this one was leading up to it. I would, put her hair in little pigtails. And she brought me the scissors one day, and she said, "Mom, can you cut this out of my hair?" And she had her head turned sideways and had her pigtail pointed toward me. Well, I could see the other one was down. And I said, "Did you cut that other one out of your hair?" And she's like, No. I said, "Cameron, did you cut that out of your hair?" And she was like, "No, I said, "Turn around here, Cameron." Sure enough, when she turned around, she had cut the whole top half of that ponytail off. She didn't get a spanking over that one. But anyway, we had just got that grown out. It had all just grown to one length, and I was so excited. Now, guys, I was about 10 months pregnant with Clay. She was 3.5 years old, so I was literally, I think I was a little bit overdue with him. So, and he weighed almost 10 pounds, so I was huge pregnant. I had a doctor visit the morning, this day, on that morning. Now, keep in mind, guys, my husband worked on the road, so he wasn't, I had the kids by myself all the time. So I had an appointment, to go check on Clay that morning. So, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere, so it's like a 50-mile drive to the doctor. So I've had a baby doctor visit that I had to take both my kids to. Since I'm out and we're so far from town, I had gone ahead and bought groceries while we were out with both my kids, 10 months pregnant. So to say that it had been a hard day is putting it mildly. It had been a really rough day. I'd also taken the kids to McDonald's to get them some lunch. So we've done a doctor visit, we've done, buying groceries, and we've done the McDonald's playground for 15 forevers. So we were back at home, and I'm sitting there. I was like a couponer, and I was going through my purse looking for some diaper coupons or something. And the kids were sitting in the floor, and they had asked if they could, like back then on the McDonald's, on the little Happy Meal, it had I don't know, something printed all around it, and they could cut it out, and they could play with their little cars or whatever on it. So I had said, Cameron had said, can we cut this out to play with? And I said, yeah, just do it right here. Don't leave out of this, right here with me. Don't leave out here, because she was terrible about getting the scissors. Now, I used to make all of her clothes, and I had started finding like a little V cut in the front of everything she owned. Well, it turns out she would walk around doing the scissors like this, and it was catching a hold of her clothes and cutting those little V's. So To say I had tried really hard to keep the scissors from her is an understatement. I had actually put them on top of the refrigerator. She had learned that she could push a chair up to the counter, climb onto the chair, climb onto the counter, and climb to the top of the icebox and get the scissors. Now, at the time, I've since seen mamas take and put like a padlock in the scissors so the kids can't open them. I wish I had thought about that, because that's definitely what I needed to do with her. But anyway, I was sitting there thumbing through my billfold, wallet, whatever you call it, looking for coupons. I'm not sure what I was looking for. And as I glance out onto the floor, I see blonde hair laying everywhere. Now, guys, this is her baby book. When I say she cut her hair, I'm not lying. Would you look at the haircuts? This one is actually the one I'm talking about today. Look at that hair. Look at how much hair she cut off of her head. But this is full of haircuts, just one haircut after another. She had cut her hair. She even cut our older child's hair too. There was one in their baby book where she'd cut their hair. So she was a hair cutter. And she had been in trouble for it. So that's why I'm thinking she's not going to do it anymore, because she's been in so much trouble for it. So I glanced up and I said, Cameron, don't cut And before I could get it out of my mouth, it registered. There was no Barbie laying there. She wasn't cutting Barbie's hair. That was her own hair she had cut. She had cut the whole side of her head. Like, I can't even, like I couldn't have taken those scissors and laid them like flat like this and cut that hair any closer to her head than she had. She had chopped her hair off. Now, it was so important to me at this point that she not cut her hair. We had just got it grown out into a cute little bob, but I'm 10 months pregnant. I have a baby due. I had made I'd made each one of them an outfit, little matching outfits, to have pictures made when this new baby was born. So now she's got no hair upside her head. Y'all, I spanked her, and that was probably the worst spanking she's ever had in her life. And so that had me feeling terrible. First, I was mad at her because she cut her hair. And then second, I was mad at myself for spanking her so much. Like, not so much, but like I had spanked her, like, I don't want to say so hard, because I didn't beat my kids by any stretch of the imagination, but I did spank them. But it was like the worst spanking she'd ever had, and I was thinking, but it was just a haircut. She's done way worse things that she probably deserved a spanking like this for, but I did it, you know, over a haircut. Well, I pick up the phone and I call my mom. She lived about 15 miles from me. Now, if you follow me, you know, I have a story time up of when I lost Cameron. This was before that. This happened before that one. So I called my mom. She lived about 15 miles from me. And when she got on the phone, I was crying so hard I was going, I couldn't even talk. So she's like, oh my God, I'll be there in like 5 minutes. Now, she doesn't know, am I having the baby? What in the world is she crying like that for? So a few minutes later, here comes my mom and dad. They walk in and they still don't know what has happened. And I was like, look at her. She's cut all her hair off. And my daddy looked at her and was like, that shit will grow back. Well, that just made me start crying again. He just didn't get it. It was so important to me to have these pictures made of all my kids, you know, when Clay was born. And here she's chopped all her freaking hair off. And so I guess they thought I might beat on her some more. So they said, well, we're going to take her home with us. So they took Cameron home with them. But guys, when I say, no, these pictures were just a couple of months before she ends up cutting it all off. I made this dress. I made this baby doll's dress. But look, cute little hair. Oh my gosh, yes. And yes, I had pictures of my kids made all the time. But let me show you Cameron's personality. Look, look at her looking at, she didn't want to smile. The photographer kept saying smile, and she was like, I don't want to. And she didn't if she didn't want to. But, so this is what she ended up. Now, this is, gosh, a month or so after it had happened. I wanted to try to let it grow. Now, this bow that you see, I had gathered all the hair from that side and pulled it over here to try to make it look like she had some hair. Let me see if I can get it to focus. I might have to add these in so you can see them. But, y'all, she chopped her hair off. Look at this. No hair. Look, you can see her ear. This is all hair pulled from the other side of here. She chopped her hair off. This is another one. Look. Hair No hair. Like a boy's haircut over there. Anyway, that's my daughter cutting her hair off for like the 20th time. And she got a beating over it. Well, she didn't get a beating over it, but she got a whipping over it. Guys, I know I didn't have the only little strong-willed child in the world. So if you have any stories like this, please share them with me. I would love to read them. Just to know that I wasn't alone with my little strong-willed child. But anyway, guys, I would love to hear any stories that you have. So share them with me down below if you don't mind. And I will see you in the next story time. Bye.